Chag Yerim Sameach. Happy Chanukah, y'all. I'm Councilmember Sherry Weiner, representing the heart of Bellevue and Nashville, and member of both the Temple and Congregation Micah. As we usher in Hanukkah on this 25th day of Kislev, which is in the lunar calendar, we have the Jewish holidays, we're reminded that religious oppression was intolerable then as it is now. The diverse participation today at this event is testament to the importance of engagement in each other's celebrations as a way to move understanding and acceptance forward in a positive way. I'd like to acknowledge the council members that are here in about just a second. Thank you. Judge Anna Escobar is here, and we'd like to welcome her. Vice Mayor Schulman, Councilmember Dave Rosenberg, Councilmember Fabian Bedney, Councilmember Larry Hager, and you'll hear from Mayor Briley here shortly. I'd like to give a big shout out and a thank you to Patrick Hamilton and our team from Metro of Randall Lance, Richard Gordon, Michael Pardue, Glenn Mohan, Gordon Howie, Sharon Smith, Chris Singleton, for their hard work in putting this together. Without Team Menorah lighting, this would not be possible. And I'd also like to ask for a round of applause for Rabbi Joshua Kulik of West End, Rabbi Saul Strasberg of Congregation Shearith Israel and the Klezmer Band, Cantors Sarah Levine of West End Synagogue, Tracy Fishbein of the Temple, Lisa Silver of Congregation Micah, Rabbis Flip and Laurie Rice, Rabbi Shana Mackler and Mark Shifton, Rabbi Yitzchak Teitel, who originated this event 14 years ago, Eric Stillman, Director of the Jewish Federation, Lisa Perlin, President of the Jewish Federation, and oh, by the way, my sister, Leslie Sachs, Executive Director of the JCC, Hugh Bennett from Bennett Productions, children from the revered Jewish Montessori Preschool, and as I shared, Mayor David Briley. So let's give everybody a round of applause for all their hard work. I'd now like to call up Rabbi Saul Strasberg of Congregation Shearith Israel to say a few words.
Good evening. It's so incredibly special to be here in downtown Nashville, surrounded by community members and leaders, children and adults, Gentiles and Jews, to celebrate the third night of Chanukah. For most people, especially children, Chanukah is the festival of light. It's the holiday of hope. It's the holiday of sharing, and it's the holiday of presence. We have memories from our childhood of lighting the menorahs, spinning the dreidels, and eating oil-filled food like potato latkes and jelly donuts. For a lot of us, these memories aren't so distant. It's the holiday of light that falls on the darkest nights of the year. It's the celebration of the miracle of the oil jug that lasted 8 long nights. It's the holiday of rededication. In ancient times, the rededication of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. In modern times, rededication to serving others, and perhaps even our own spiritual and physical journeys. We feel so grateful to be at this gathering and to be able to light a public menorah. We feel grateful to be in a country and a city where Jews can openly gather to celebrate our heritage and to share our culture. This is not something we take for granted. The story of Chanukah itself, as written in the Hasmonean scroll, talks about a family of priests, the 5 sons of Mattathias, who together decided to oppose the power of the Assyrian Greeks and their king, King Antiochus, whose goal was to eradicate not the Jewish people, but Judaism. There was a clash of cultures, and the Greeks could not flourish and succeed if Judaism remained a force in the world. While Jewish people have always survived clashes of culture, the Hellenists could not. And so after months of warfare, of the few against the many and the weak against the mighty, the Jews won. They won their right to survive. They won their right to worship and to practice freely. And they won their right to share this story. Yes, there's lots to share about Chanukah. There are miracles to publicize, and there are celebrations to be had. But if we turn back the clock just to the first century, Chanukah was not a celebration for the public square, but rather a celebration of the home. Ner ish uveito, says our Talmud. Celebrate simply with a candle, a person, and a home. Religious teachings, be they ethical lessons, spirituality, life cycles, and holiday messages, come most deeply and fundamentally from the home. A Hanukkah celebration in public square means nothing if we can't internalize the message and incorporate it into our lives and into our homes. For children, the message is about light and hope. For us, it's a message about the clash of cultures. It's about the grays and not just the blacks and the whites. It's about materialism versus spirituality. It's about minority culture versus dominant culture. It's about power. It's about so much more. But tonight, this Hanukkah, let's dig deep. May we all think carefully about our world, our families, our communities. May we all have deep gratitude for the blessings in our lives, and may we all spread lots and lots of light. Happy Hanukkah.
Before I go any further, I'd like to acknowledge Council Members Kathleen Murphy and Robert Swope. They just stepped in. Eric Stillman came to the Jewish Federation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee after having served in numerous professional leadership positions and in New Orleans when his community was scattered by Hurricane Katrina. What I'd like to do is introduce to you now our new Nashvillian, Eric Stillman.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. On behalf of the 11,000 members of the greater Jewish community throughout Nashville and Middle Tennessee, I want to especially recognize and thank the representatives of the agencies here in Nashville of the Jewish Federation and Jewish Foundation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee, which are the Kiva School, the Gordon Jewish Community Center, Jewish Family Services, and Vanderbilt Hillel. On behalf of our network of beneficiary agencies, we serve a community proudly, and we are working with all the congregations and happy to do so on behalf of this event and on behalf of all activities throughout the year. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce Cantor Sarah Levine from West End Synagogue, Cantor Tracy Fishbein from the Temple, and Lisa Silver, our cantoral soloist at Congregation Micah. They're going to lead us in several songs. Thank you.
Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Happy Chanukah. The next song we're going to sing is called Al Hanisi. It's to talk about the miracles of Chanukah and how the oil lasted 8 days, and God helping us win the war against the Greeks. It's liturgy that comes 3 times a day in our services, and we recite it after grace at meals also. Al Hanisi.
So here we are in Music City, and what you may not know is that in addition to all the wonderful secular music that is written in Music City, there is some Jewish music that's written right here in Music City as well. So we want to do a song that I actually wrote with some other friends of mine, Victoria Shaw and Terry Simon. It's called I Am a Light. Tonight we light the candles as I watch them shine. I think of what they stand for, this heritage of mine. It's more than just a story of people long ago. It reaches to the present, and deep inside I know I am a light that shines with love and promise. The darkest night can never dim my glow. Imagine life where each of us ignites the flame inside, standing close together, standing for what's right. A million ways to say I am alive. The candle called the shaman burns with a special flame. It shares its fire with others so they can do the same. From the youngest to the oldest, there's so much we can do. Like those who
have for you tonight is one that is not in Hebrew, it is not in English, it's in a language called Ladino. And Ladino is a hybrid language between Spanish and Hebrew, similar to Yiddish, how Yiddish is a hybrid language. And it's all about our 8 little candles. It's a song called Ocho Candelicas. You will catch on to the chorus of this song, and if you are so moved, we hope that you will join us.
Thank you so much for that. So what I'd like to do now is bring up the Montessori preschool program from the Revere Jewish Montessori Preschool. The preschool is established to create a warm, healthy, and happy environment where small children can grow and develop emotionally, cognitively, and Jewishly. In early childhood, the seeds of learning, Jewish identity, curiosity, and then additionally the caring is planted. The Revere Jewish Montessori Preschool is committed to enriching Jewish life and learning for every child in our community. Let's hear from our Montessori preschoolers. vice mayor has served as district councilman and at-large councilman over the last 12 years before his recent election to his current role. I am very pleased to introduce our vice mayor, Jim Shulman.
So, Mr. Mayor, fellow council members, elected officials, and guests, seems that I always follow preschoolers, which puts me in a very difficult situation. So, good evening, and thank you for being here. So, many of you know the story of the two miracles of Hanukkah. The first occurred with the Maccabees, the underdogs, who after being forced out of their city and having their temple desecrated, returned and defeated the mighty Assyrian Greek army and took back their temple. The Maccabees fought for their freedoms and their beliefs. Today we need that same fight, that same teamwork, that same perseverance to tackle the important issues that our city faces. So we learn from the miracles of the past. The second miracle is represented by the Menorah, which is used during the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. According to that story, once Jewish revolutionaries had retaken that temple, they wanted to rededicate it to God and restore its ritual purity. 8 days worth of oil were needed to complete the ritual purification, but they were only able to find enough oil for the menorah to burn for 1 day. They lit the menorah with the remaining 1 day's worth of oil, and miraculously, the oil lasted for 8 full days. And that is why we celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days. The menorah also symbolizes the ideal of universal enlightenment, a symbol of light that can reach into the darkest of places. So what an appropriate symbol for us to gather around tonight. With civility hard to find, with cooperation sometimes a forgotten word, and with a lack sometimes of compassion for our fellow man and woman, it is appropriate for us to be here tonight to gather around a symbol that sheds light onto the dark, that brings enlightenment to the masses, and that represents in many ways the miracles that we share among us each day. So tonight, I wish all of you peace as we celebrate Hanukkah. We need to learn from its history and practice what it represents. So it is my honor now to introduce the mayor of Nashville, who is our friend, known David Briley for many, many years. He is a good man, he is good for Nashville, and he's good for this city as a whole. Mr. Briley?
Thanks, Councilman, or Vice Mayor Shulman. I'm still calling him Councilman Shulman. I want to thank not only Vice Mayor Shulman, but all the members of the Metro Council who are here tonight. I think it's an unprecedented turnout of council members tonight on a pretty cold night. Also, I want to thank Councilwoman Sherry Weiner, who is our Master of Ceremonies tonight, for everything she's done for the city of Nashville over the years. I also want to thank all of the participants in today's program. Rabbi Tachtel from Chabad, Nashville, Rabbi Strasberg from Congregation Cherith Israel, and his band. Let's give it up for the band. Let's hear it for the band. That was quite a punk rock version of the last song we heard there. I liked it. It was good. It was excellent. Eric Stillman from the Jewish Federation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee. Cantor Sarah Levine from West End Synagogue, and Cantor Tracy Fishburne from the Temple. Cantoral soloist Lisa Silver from Congregation Micah. The children from Revere Jewish Montessori Preschool, who were rocking it out there just a few minutes ago. I think we're going to hear from Akiva in just a few minutes as well. And a special thank you to Rabbi Joshua Kulik from West End Synagogue for his incredible assistance in organizing today's program. Also, thank you to Bongo Java for bringing coffee and other hot drinks tonight. Let's hear it for Bongo Java. Thanks to Chabad of Nashville for bringing the great food. Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee for collecting food for those who are needy in our community. Hugh Bennett and his team for always putting on a great event. A lot of Metro departments have pitched in tonight. Metro Parks, General Services, Police, Public Works, the Downtown Partnership, the Sports Authority for help with parking. And let me throw out a special thank you to the members of the Metro, the Mayor's Office staff who have been working hard for the last few weeks, not just on this event, but on many events. I want to thank them personally for everything they've been doing. So I'm here tonight, along with all of you, to mark the season of Hanukkah and honor the tradition of lighting the menorah here on the public square. Yes, on the public square. This is the 15th year that a mayor of Nashville has come out in the season of Hanukkah to honor the season, and I'm proud to continue that tradition. Hanukkah and the lighting of the menorah is a tradition about driving darkness out of our city. And unfortunately, in the last few months, we've seen a fair amount of darkness, not just in the city of Nashville, but across our country, both at a synagogue in Pittsburgh and at a restaurant here in Antioch in our city. And we have seen too many scenes of sadness and of death. But I attended at the temple ceremony of over 2,000 people, I believe, that demonstrated that in this city, even in a moment of darkness, we were going to stand together and drive it out with light. And I'm convinced that not just now, but in the years and months to come in Nashville, we will continue to drive the darkness out of our community through love and through showing the light. So let's, in this season of Hanukkah, let's drive the darkness out of Nashville by lighting the lights, by lighting the menorah here on Public Square, and keeping it lit throughout the Hanukkah season. So, it's my honor and my privilege to represent the city of Nashville. And tonight, on behalf of the citizens and residents of metropolitan Nashville and Davidson County, let me call upon each and every one of us to drive the darkness out of our city, to drive hate out with love, and celebrate the Hanukkah season in its true spirit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Briley. So while Mayor Briley and Rabbi Tichtel are alighting the lift, I'd like to invite the students at the Akiva School to come around the front. They're going to lead us in Ma'otzur as soon as the candles are lit. Okay, guys, come on around.
Happy Hanukkah, Nashville. Let's hear it. Happy Hanukkah. We are gathered here for our 15th year straight to light the menorah here with a sitting mayor in Nashville. And we welcome Mayor Briley to the Club of Mayors to light up our city with the warmth and the light of the menorah. Let's hear it for our great mayor. Mayor Briley really wants to warm us up with that light. Yes. Mayor Briley, by divine providence, is our mayor. He's going to be lighting this candle here called the Shamash. Tonight is the third night of Hanukkah. Every night we add another candle, yet the middle candle, the Shamash, is lit every night. For that is the servant candle. That is the lamplighter. That is the one that lights all the other lights. So we're going to honor the lamplighter of our city, Mayor Briley, the one that has been divinely ordained to be our mayor, the one who guides us with vision and inspiration to warm up our city, not just with the lighting the candle, but to demonstrate, as the mayor just said a few moments ago, that our task on Hanukkah is to create more light by doing deeds of goodness and kindness. So when you go home tonight, may every citizen, the 1 million+ citizens of Middle Tennessee, light your menorahs and do another good deed on every night of the 8 nights of Hanukkah, and let us be the It City, known for being the city of true lights, the city of warmth, and the city of light. We are going to light the menorah. Going to be a bit of a task with the candle in the wind, but we know it's going to work. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim avoteinu bayamim ha'hem b'azman hazeh. Children, Ma'osor Yeshuati Lechana El Shameya Tikvam Tefilati Vesham Torah Mizameya V'yeina Minateya Would like to present the mayor of Nashville with his own beautiful menorah from the Holy Land of Israel. A beautiful menorah that the mayor is going to place in his office. And every day of Hanukkah, he's going to begin his workday with lighting this menorah and bringing more light to the office of the mayor, so we can all go home and be inspired by this and bring light into our homes. Let us together say out loud, Happy Hanukkah! A little more energy, Nashville. Happy Hanukkah! Happy Hanukkah! Once more. Happy Hanukkah! Wonderful. We're delighted you are all here. And please join us as the program closes out with donuts and tea and lots of hot drinks. And go home and light your menorah. Would you guys like to let us down, or you want me and the mayor to stay? We're a little closer to God up here. Yes. My soul, a little music.
We're gonna let the kids enjoy one more song.
I didn't know that the kids are going to come out. I didn't know that they were going to have a last.
Oh,
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.